What's up, my noobs? Welcome back to Build and Chat. You may, if you're very astute, notice that it is not Saturday morning right now, but Build and Chat is on. And it is in fact Wednesday night, and that's because life has made me change the schedule. So I can't do Build and Chat on Saturday mornings anymore because other things have happened. But I don't want to give up Build and Chat because I enjoy hanging out with you guys. So I'm going to move it to Wednesday nights because that was a night I had open. And that's just where we're going to go. It's cool. So we're going to be trying to finish up this little bugger here. This Ankheg, Reaper Bones Ankheg. And we're going to see, we're using a lot of layering on this one. So that's what I'm practicing on with this bad boy. So we're going to see how we get on with that. I do have kind of a plan for the rest of him. Came up with kind of a color plan since the last time we painted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this, I'm going to bring the belly up to kind of this red color. I don't want to get it too bright, but that nice red will be good. The hood here, I'm going to paint kind of the same color scheme as this, but I'm actually going to take it down to almost an off-white. Just make it a bit brighter up there because I want to get more focus around the head. And then we're going to put some little details in here like eyes, and the eyes and stuff need to be painted, and that'll help set off some things. And then the antenna, I think I'm going to go from dark up here to lighter up here. Kind of the same color scheme, but a little bit backwards from this to kind of pull attention to the head. So that's my plan. Now let's see if I can... Oh, table move. Stupid table. All right, so we'll see if I can keep things in frame and at the right focus place so you guys can see. I think I'm going to start with this bit under here. So we had started with this cobalt scale. That was our base coat. So I'm going to get a bit of that. And I was going to move to this rust brown, but I don't really think I need to do that. I think I can just kind of mix up to this fresh blood color. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to want this to be pretty watery, pretty watered down because we want it to be layers. So there you go. Now listen, folks, if you want to chat, I love to chat with you, but I have to take my glasses off when I'm painting or I can't see my model. So what that means is if you want me to notice something right away, probably ought to tag me in the comment so it'll come up colored on my chat screen, and then I can know to put my glasses back on and read it. Got it, chat? You got the rules? You okay with that? Cool. Here we go, because there goes my glasses. I can't see squat now. All right. It's still a bit thick, I think. We want this really wet. That's mo better. What up, loser? Making me put my glasses on while I'm trying to paint. So we just wanted to bring a bit of reds into this. We don't want to get it too bright, but we wanted to offset the yellowish browns that are on the back a little bit, and just give it a bit of interest up here. So we're just going to kind of do a standard layer up on these belly plates. Now again, I'm going for tabletop quality here. I'm not going for Golden Demon stuff because A, I'm not that good, and B, I don't have that kind of time. I've got 8,000 minis I got to get painted, and none of them, even if I were capable of it, could I swing time for a Golden Demon standard. So, just so you're aware, that's the level we're after here. Now, I'm not going to go quite as bright on these I'm going this bright on them underneath, but there's not light coming down here, so we're going to leave these a little darker. In fact, we may just go to this level with them. Alright, can you guys even see what I'm painting there? I guess you can. I'm trying to keep it in frame. Trying to learn, chat. Okay, so that's dried, so we'll do another layer of this. Bring this color up a little bit. Not that much. Oh, for crying out loud. Spam man, go away. Spam is not welcome here. You obviously didn't read my chat rules, so you're out. Peddle your crap on my buying viewers. What's wrong with you? If you can't earn viewers, you don't get viewers. Okay, so let's go up to the next, just that pure red. This is, I'm using mostly Reaper Master Series or Vallejo model color. That's primarily what I'm using here. This is the Fresh Blood color. So we're just going to go straight to that, but we're going to make it thin and layer it up. So I'm putting quite a bit of water in here because I'd rather go... See, it's pretty translucent there, so we're going to have to build the color up over several layers. But that's what you want because it makes the color smoother. Or the transition smoother, the gradient. You know what I'm trying to say, chat. Now I know when this goes on it looks kind of bright, but remember acrylic paints dry a lot more dull than they go on. So this will dull down as it dries. You'll see that pretty quick. And I'm probably only going to go up to here with this color because we don't want to go too bright underneath. Yeah, right? Don't you know who I am? So you can see here, that's the wet stuff is pretty bright still, but down here it's dulling up. So we're going to keep working this up to this color, and we're going to do less and less area every time. So the closer we get to the edge, the more red we get. Now you want to make sure this stuff dries good before you go back over it, because if it's still wet, you'll just pull the paint up, and that's not what you want. I'm going to go a little bit on here because that's not looking very much of a color shift there. So we're going to let that dry up pretty good. It's going a bit slow. Know who you are? Of course I know who you are. I've still got a little bit of wet paint in there. So I think what I'm going to do while I'm waiting for that to dry up is I'm going to start getting this canopy up here painted down. So we're going to go to this ochre brown, which was the second stage color we used here, and thin it out quite a bit and get most of this canopy here except for kind of the edges. But we do want it thin because we don't want it to completely obscure that, and we also don't want harsh lines where the paint stops. So we're pretty thin, and this is a kind of a yellow based color, so it's going to be, yellows and reds don't cover very well. So it's going to take quite a few coats to get this looking decent. All right, and we're going to kind of do the same thing on the antenna here, but in reverse. So we actually want this to get lighter towards the front. Hold on, Chad. I know you're saying stuff, but I can't see it yet. All right, so we'll go back to the red now while that's drying. Try to keep things moving forward here. I may think about going just a bit brighter with this red down here towards the bottom, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see how this dries up. Hello back. What do you mean I'm painting again? I'll be doing terrain when I don't know, feel like doing terrain, I suppose. Is that a good enough answer? I mean, I'll get back to it soon because I got some terrain I need to get done too, but I've just been in the mood to paint minis, so there you go. And we didn't finish this one last time, so now I'm going to do the base with gray rock, which is, I think, going to look pretty good because it's going to be, you know, the bluish grays, so it's going to be a cool color, whereas this thing is all yellows and reds, which is a warm color tone, so it'll be nice, I think, to get those cool colors in the bottom. I'm kind of liking that. I'm kind of glad I went with that red tone there. So, hey Ash, no, it's not a cockroach. It's an Ankheg. Silly, silly girl. Cockroach. Is that a cockroach? My goodness. All right, let's get back on this canopy. Get some more coats on there because this is looking pretty janky. By the way, I can see that there's chats going up, but it takes me a little while to respond because I have to take my glasses off to paint. So can't see. Can't read the chats from over here, so you have to wait till I can put my glasses back on. Then I shall respond. Well, you know, I didn't even do the underside first coat here. That's not the best. Yes, it's gross and ugly, and yes, I'm old. Nah. Old and broken. Or is it old and wise? No, it's old and broken.
It looks like it came from Men in Black.
My best friends, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. I think I do want to go a little bit lighter on the red. So what I'm going to do is take some of this marigold yellow and just mix a little bit of this in to lighten the red up. I'm not going to go too much further, but... Because with minis, one of the things you do want is very high contrast. Because you got to see them from 3 feet away. So Ash, have you been practicing your mini painting? Really? You don't seem a day over 79.5. Got you back. All right, so yeah, just put a little bit of highlight towards the edge here. Also get my fan out because it's getting a little cramped in here. Oh, that's right. You're in the midst of movinating. I guess that can keep you a little bit busy, right? Man, I've got some epic paint music going on here. I feel like I need to be painting with a sword or something. What? You haven't been able to carve time out for painting and all that? Slacker. Tell you what. Can't believe we let you get away with that. Just put a touch more of the lighter stuff just on the edge here, and I'm gonna kind of break it up and not do smooth, because this is not a smooth canopy or plates or whatever you want to call it. I don't want it to look smooth, so I'm just kind of putting little dots on the edge. Okay, so I'm kind of looking how the liking. I'm kind of look. My brain isn't doing any better at night than it was in the morning. I'm kind of liking the way the belly's looking, so I think I'm going to be pretty done with that. I don't want to go too far with it because I don't want that to be the centerpiece. I just want a little bit of color in there. So keep working on this carapace up here. Carapace, canopy, I don't know. I don't know all the bits of bugs. Somebody tell me. Ashley, you're a bug expert, right? I mean, roaches are your favorite thing ever. Probably why you asked me if this was a roach up front. You wanted it so bad to be a roach. Because you just love them so much. See, I know you. Okay. And then the legs, I think I'm going to go... Not that. I'm debating whether I should, on the legs, go kind of a rust brown, go towards the reddish color, or go towards the yellow color. I think I actually want to go towards the yellow. So... But I want to make the legs a little bit different. So by the way, I did get a different brush and it stopped forking on me, so it's the same Raphael number 2, but this one's better because I ordered this from Dick Blick instead of Amazon, and Amazon just doesn't store the brushes well, and they don't do well when you order them from Amazon, apparently. So, alright, so we are going to go start working towards the off-white on the canopy here. So we're going to be blending up to that. So we're going to start with this graveyard bone color and mix some of that into this brown ochre and get it very watered down. Oops. this is an awkward angle to try to paint and record at. Alright, now we're going to want to get the claws started towards this color, I think. Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to leave the legs for a little bit later. I'm still not exactly sure I want to do with those. Alright. Have fun guessing the Masked Singer. See ya, Ash. I need to bring this all the way in. Oi. So far I'm not really digging how that's coming out, but I think once we put a wash on it and then highlight it back up, I think it'll be okay. It's just the texture on this canopy is kind of weird, so it's a little hard to get a nice smooth blend. Also, well, I don't know. Anyway, that's drying, so let us get... Nope, that's not what I want. What I want is what I can't see. Here. Black. Just some black. We're gonna do a little work on this face here, see if we can get it standing out a little bit more. All these eyes and stuff. Now this right now I'm going to basically use as a base coat, so I don't need to thin it down too much. So this is, if you don't have a wet palette yet, this is one of the big benefits of a wet palette. If I didn't have a wet palette here, I would not be able to be switching back and forth between colors as much as I am, because they would dry out on the palette way too fast. So as they dry on the model, they'd also dry on a dry palette, so, you know, I can't go to a different color, wait for it to dry on the model, and then go back, because I'd have dry paints on the palette. Come off of there. Come off of there. I don't want you there. It's fine, chat. We'll get it. Don't worry. Alright, and those mouth parts there, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, we'll just go with browns. It'll be fine. It's fine, chat. Fine, chat. So we're going to get this flat brown that we started with, our base color. Get some of that. And I'm going to get some of this graveyard bone. Mix those about 50-50. Because that gets me kind of towards this color that the legs and the mouth parts are. Which is kind of a weird brownish poop color. I don't know. Something. It's something, all right. Touch these legs up a little bit. Okay. I think that'll work okay. Back to the canopy. I'm gonna start moving more towards this bone color. May have made that a bit too wet, but you know what? It's fine, chat. It's fine. Don't worry about it, chat. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Man, I am just not at all happy with this canopy. Kinda sucks, honestly. I'm wondering if I should just bring this red color up into this canopy up here. Thinking that might be the thing to do. What do you think, chat? Because this is just not... I don't know. Maybe not. You know what? We're just gonna keep... We're gonna keep going with the plan. We're gonna trust the plan, chat. So now I've got this splintered bone, which is a bit lighter. Also a bit more stopped upter. That's a word, I promise. We're just going to mix that in with the graveyard bone. So we're getting pretty light here. I mean, I think this will work out okay, right, chat? Especially once we get a good wash on it and blend all the colors together better. I think it'll fly. It'll be fine, chat. What are you so worried about? It's going on the tabletop, not to a competition. Calm down. Good grief. Quit yelling at me, chat. What's wrong with you? Bunch of crazies. I mean, I think that'll be okay. That'll work. It'll work. It'll work, chat. Promise. Don't worry about it. Alright, so we're going to lighten these up a bit, too. So we're going to start moving towards this graveyard bone color here with those as well. But we're not going to go as far with the legs. Or the mouth parts. Not nearly as far. That needs a lot more water. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. So we're skipping this. We're basically making the same, from the same brown base color up to the same bone color, but we're skipping this ochre in here. So we're keeping the yellows out of it. So it's going to have more red tint to it on these parts. With this color, which is kind of what I want, because then I'll kind of blend the yellows back here into the reds up here through this stuff. Again, we're just going to do thin layering. And I'll go lighter on top than I will on bottom. Faux shell. I also want to start picking these little teeth thing, whatever these are, out. And we're going to kind of do the same thing with the legs here. We're going to leave the joints, well, we're going to have to come back over these with a wash to deepen the shadows there. Because I want the shadows a lot darker than that. But we'll get there, chat, don't worry. Whew. Shoulders are getting sore sitting like this. See what I do for you, chat? You see what I do for you? Okay. So I think what I want to do now... Well, no, let's keep going on the canopy before I get into doing some washes. Die. Alright, so that kind of frames his face up really good. I think that works. That color shift. Alright, so now we're going to go back to these mandibles. I'm going to get some more of this graveyard bone in here. Lighten this up even a little bit more. Okay. Just kind of liking how these things are looking. So, what we're going to do is we're going to work a little bit on washes here. So, get out my sepia wash here. It's a homemade one. And mixy for an hour and a half. No, it's not that bad. Come on, chat. It's fine, chat. Okay, so washes I usually won't put on my palette. I'll usually put in a little thing like this because they're already the right consistency, so I don't want to add more water to them. Plus, trying to keep them anywhere on a flat palette is about impossible, so I just put them in the little cup palettes. And that's just the way it is, chat. Alright, so we're going to use the sepia wash first and kind of wash over this stuff to kind of try to bring the colors together a bit, tone down the edges a little, and then we'll re-highlight up with this later. Now these color changes I'm not doing as a highlight here. This is like just natural color change of the bug. But we do want to do some highlights once we get these colors kind of under control. Now I'm only putting this wash on these places where I want these colors. I'm not putting it on the red, and I'm not putting it back here where because I've already done that. So you can see how that wash it kind of helps blend the edges of the colors together a little bit better. I don't know if this is I may have to go just darker than this on here. Yeah, I think so. I think we're actually going to black wash the legs. So, black wash. Mix it up real good. So we'll do this on the red. And, oh, good grief, come on. Black wash the red, and then we'll highlight it back up a bit. I'm not going to go all over the red. I'm just going to kind of black wash into the recesses. I'm also going to black wash the legs because I want those joints really deep. So I'm going to start just trying to black wash in the joints of these plates here. So you can see it's getting in there, and we're letting the wash do its work, get down in the recesses and do what it's supposed to do. And then we're going to black wash all of the arms because I want all these little details in the arms to stand out. Kind of feel like I'm on the Kong ride at Universal right now with this music. Weird. I think that's doing a pretty good job. I think I'm actually going to want to black wash up here in the where the whatever these things are, but I need to wait for the other wash to dry first. But one thing about washes is they take quite a while to dry. So I'm getting a little happier with this dude. That's all the washing I can do for the moment. Do a little touch up here. I'll be careful because I still got wet wash down in there, that sepia wash, so I don't want to get too close and pull that out. So this is a little dangerous, but I think I can pull it off, chat. It's fine, chat. So these eyes look kind of dead right now, but we're going to highlight those up. And it'll get better. Alright, let's see where we are here. So the back is pretty much done. The belly's pretty much done, I think. I don't think we need to go back and re-highlight that. We got to do some work on the legs. We want to highlight up in here, and we want to do work on the eyes. So I think the next thing right now is going to be the base. So we're going to use this shadowed stone. It's just a base coat for the base. Yeah, base. Need quite a bit of it. We're going to water this down a whole lot because we want it to be a base coat, so we don't want to have to do 18 layers to get to this color when we can, you know, just do one or two. And gray covers pretty well, so shouldn't have to do more than a couple. I may actually put a bit of blue in this just to make sure it's cooling the colors off. And this is what I may do on the colors on his eyes too, is get some bluish grays up there. Kind of cool the colors down, and it'll balance out the top and the bottom of this model. Let's see. I mean, I don't want to turn it blue. I just want to have kind of a bluish tint. So I'm going to put a little bit of this Bitterlich blue in there. It's a real dark blue into this gray, just to tint it up a little bit. So you can see it's a little more blue, but it's not a drastic shift. So don't forget, boys and girls, you want to make sure that you are washing these Reaper Bones models with warm soapy water and a toothbrush before you even think about putting paint on them, because otherwise your paint will just separate on this bone stuff because of the chemicals and the release agents and stuff left on the plastic. So make sure you're washing them. Okay, kids, that's just your public service announcement from good old Terrainoob. Yeah, this will look good, I think. I did not have near enough paint for all this on my palette, y'all. Why you let me do that, chat? Why, chat? Why? Okay. So back to shadowed stone and the bitterlich blue. I just need more paint to do another coat. Did I put it back? I did. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Can't see, chat. So yeah, that's a nice bluish gray. So I'm actually going to bring some of this up here in his eyes to kind of separate, because he's got like 4 big eyes up here. I want to kind of separate them, so we'll leave the black in the recesses. Then we get some of these cool colors up here to balance out the warm colors we've got all over this thing. And then we'll highlight that up to a lighter gray towards the front, but I think that'll look good. All right. What's that music? Me? I'm asking myself questions. That's weird. That music is some, just some compositions by a guy named Adrian von Ziegler. He makes a lot of really cool music that he allows you to use for free. So he allows you to use it for free. He says so. He posts it all over the place, and then YouTube gives you copyright strikes because their stupid algorithm is stupid. See if I missed any little bits of this rock. Make sure we got a good base coat on the rock for later, for the highlighting and stuff. Brush is getting tired. Unlike me, I'm not tired at all. No. No, that's not a thing. Oh, look. My brush is getting so tired and full of paint and junk and crap and stuff. All right. So, I think I'm going to call that a night. We will continue on with this next time. We should be able to finish it next time. All we got to do is do a little bit of highlighting up here on the canopy and stuff. Highlight the eyes down to more of a lighter gray. And highlight the legs up. And then highlight the base up. That'll be pretty easy. We're not going to spend a lot of time on the base. But we'll do a bit of highlighting. Anyway, I think that's looking pretty decent. We've been doing a lot of just basic layering on this. Not even a lot of highlighting, just really layering to simulate color changes in the thing's plates, exoskeleton. So we will be doing a bit of highlighting, primarily on the legs and the antenna and the canopy up there, carapace, whatever it's called. And then we'll do a bit on the rocks. But so we'll get that finished up next week. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I did. I'm having fun painting minis and practicing and getting better and better. So please make sure that you give us a like or a follow or a subscribe or whichever platform you're seeing this on. You know, mash all the buttons, ding all the bells, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. And until next time, paint on.